I hope everybody's doing well today. We'll start on our back. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Marie with Chelsea Piers Fitness today. All right, welcome. Do make sure that you have a strap or a pillow if you don't have a block. The main thing is really a strap or a ring so you can stretch your legs out with something. All right, I'm just gonna go and turn the music on and we'll get going. So once you have everything, lie down on your back with your knees bent and feet on the floor. All right. So once you're lying down on your back, knees bent, feet on the ground, find neutral pelvis. So rest your hands on your lower belly and make sure that your hip bones and your pubic bone are lined up with each other on the same plane and parallel to your mat. All right. And just take a deep inhale into your lower belly and raise it up towards the ceiling. And when you exhale, you just let the lower belly collapse down to your spine and simply keep that breath going on your own timing. You want to make sure that your sacrum is sinking down along with your ribcage, your shoulders, and then your head. Right, feel that your lower back is widening and expanding. Invite your lower spine to release towards the ground without digging it down, all right? So we want to keep that neutral spine. Feel that the back of the neck is also a little bit lighter than the rib cage and shoulders. And just breathe in and out of the lower belly here and rock your head over to the right. Just relax your neck and through center and over to the left. And again, over to the right. And then over to the left. And then bring your head back to center. Once your head is back to center, we'll inhale into the lower belly. As you exhale, let the lower belly collapse down to the spine. Find the space above the pubic bone and press that space further into the spine and up towards your belly button without tucking your pelvis under, without tensing the glutes, and without pushing on your feet. And we do that again. Inhale to expand, so your lower belly really presses up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, you let the lower belly collapse down first. Then you find the space above the pubic bone and press it into the spine and up towards the belly button. So it's really tiny there, we're not really moving. Inhale to expand the lower belly. Feel it filling up with air. Exhale, let the lower belly drop down. Find the space above the pubic bone, pull it in and up. And one last time, inhale to expand. Feel the hollows of the pelvis expanding as well. And as you exhale, draw the lower belly into the spine and scoop it in and up. Now you want to keep your scoop for the entire class and place your hands on your rib cage. So your lower ribs, your floating ribs. And when you inhale, you want to feel that the rib cage is expanding on the sides and the back and very lightly into the front. And as you exhale, glide the ribs together and down to the pelvis. And you want to narrow the waist at the same time and hollow the lower belly deeper. And again, when you inhale, you're expanding the bottom back ribs against the floor. And then when you exhale, you glide the ribs together and down to the pelvis while narrowing the waist. And again, inhale to expand the rib cage. And as you exhale, you want to concave the lower belly as you glide the ribs down towards the pelvis. So we're not sending all the energy down into the pelvis. Inhale to expand the rib cage. Exhale, scoop into the lower belly as you glide your rib cage down to the pelvis and make sure that your collarbone stays wide. Now keep that breath going throughout the class and let's bring the arms up to the ceiling with the palms facing each other. Now make sure your shoulder blades are connected to the floor and that your hands are just shoulder width apart so that your palms will be away from each other. And as you exhale, simply press both arms overhead and turn your palms facing the ceiling. And stay right there for me. I see a bit of the rib cage popping up. So you have to deflate the sternum away from your chin and absorb the front of the rib cage. So I don't see the rib cage opening to the ceiling. We want to close the ribs and wrap a corset. And that's the challenge. And as you inhale, lift your arms up and palms face each other. And again, give me more squeeze of the rib cage. Exhale, squeeze the rib cage first, then keep the rib cage tight, then press your arms overhead into your lat stretch. And inhale, lift your arms up, palms face each other. And again, exhale, glide your rib cage down and press your arms overhead, sternum away from your chin. And inhale, lift your arms up one more time. Exhale, press your arms overhead, squeezing the ribcage tight. And as you inhale, lift your arms up. Now keep your arms up and turn your palms facing forward. Now, once you have your arms forward, make sure that your pelvis stays neutral and your feet are dead weight on the floor. We're going to exhale and press the arms forward, curl the head and shoulders up. Your arms will hover above the mat, and you want to make sure that your lower belly is concaving as you're rotating the ribcage down to the hips. And as you inhale, scoop the lower belly even more to return the shoulders and head down. And we repeat that. As you exhale, your arms press forward, you're softening your chin to your chest, you're down rotating the ribcage towards the pelvis, but you're scooping into the lower belly, anchoring your sacrum down. Inhale to slowly and smoothly return down. And again, exhale to press forward, concave the belly. And inhale to lower down one last time. Exhale to press forward, collarbone stays wide. And inhale to lower down. We're going to add on at the top. Exhale, press the arms forward and curl the head and shoulders up from the rib cage. Now maintain that curl and inhale, you're going to float your arms up by your ears. Nothing else will move. And then as you exhale, you're pressing your arms above the floor and maybe you're concaving the belly a little bit more and squeezing the rib cage a bit more. And we repeat that. Inhale, just float your arms up. And exhale, just press your arms down. 2 more. Inhale, float your arms up. And exhale, press your arms down. 1 last time. Inhale, float your arms up. And exhale, press your arms down. Inhale, return your shoulders and head down, arms up to the ceiling. Now, once you have that, use your exhale to float the right leg to tabletop. Inhale, flex that foot. Exhale, bring the left leg to tabletop. Inhale, flex that foot. All right, now connect the bottom back ribs towards the ground and widen your collarbone. And as you exhale, press the arms forward, soften your chin to the chest and curl your head and shoulders up. Now you want to look towards your lower belly and make sure it's scooped. And as you inhale, you're going to tip the right side away from your chest. Bring your right heel towards the floor. Make sure your pelvis does not shift side to side. And as you exhale, fold that leg back in. If it's too much to curl, keep your head down. Inhale, tip the left thigh out. And exhale, scoop it in. 2 more. Inhale, right thigh out. Exhale, scoop it in. Inhale, left thigh out. Exhale, bring it back in. Keep your legs to tabletop. Concave the lower belly as you slowly and smoothly return down. All right, as you exhale, press the arms forward, curl the head and shoulders up, reach through your fingertips. Now rotate the ribcage to the pelvis a ton and concave the lower belly into the spine. Squeeze your legs together, point your feet. If you need support for your head, you can place a block or a pillow underneath your head, otherwise ignore that. And for more challenge, stretch the legs out. Now you have to scoop and maintain a long lower back. We're going to pulse the arms vigorously. Let's go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And squeeze your ribs. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And really scoop. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more rounds. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And last round. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it there. Place your hands behind your head. Bend your legs to tabletop. As you curl higher, squeeze the wrists. Now concave the lower belly as you return down. You can keep the support up for the head if you like. As you exhale, soften your chin to the chest. Squeeze the rib cage and stretch the legs forward. Make sure your lower back stays long. Don't bring your legs so low that you're arching. You're going to inhale to open, close the legs once. Exhale, bend the knees. Now see and feel the lower belly scooping as you squeeze the rib cage. Inhale, slowly and smoothly return your shoulders and head down without losing your scoop. And again, exhale, curl the head and shoulders up and stretch the legs forward. Feel the lower belly hollowing as you stretch the legs out. Inhale, open, close the legs once. Exhale, bend your knees and curl. You're squeezing the rib cage. Inhale, concave the lower belly more as you lower down. 2 more. Use that exhale to squeeze the ribs and press forward. Inhale, open, close the legs once. Exhale, bend your knees and curl higher, squeeze the rib cage. Inhale, concave as you return down. Last one. Exhale, concave even more as you squeeze the ribs and curl. Inhale, open, close the legs once. Exhale, bend your knees and curl higher, squeeze the rib cage. Inhale to return your shoulders and head down. Hug your knees into the chest using your hands. If you had support for the head, you can slide it out of the way and we'll rock up. All right, so once you're up, we'll stretch the legs forward, flex the feet. You can soften your knees a little bit if it's difficult for you to stay sitting up straight. All right, otherwise stretch your legs out without popping the heels off the ground. One form on top of the other, and make sure I don't see you in this position. All right, so the base of the skull is pulled up to the ceiling, the shoulder blades are against the rib cage, so there's energy in the upper back. Now pull the abdominals in and up, and as you exhale, resist into the waist to twist to the right. And really imagine you're wearing a corset that's tightening. And as you inhale, you're coming back to center, scooping into that lower belly. Other side. Exhale, squeeze the legs together as you twist to the left, so you're not staggering the legs. And inhale, come back to center. No shift at the hips. Exhale, rotate the ribcage on top of the pelvis into the right. And inhale, come back to center. And exhale, go to the left. And inhale to center. Now stay in center and switch the form that's on top. Stay right there, collarbone is wide. Now from your scoop, tuck your pelvis under, and if you want extra challenge, you round halfway down. So your lower spine is rounded and your lower belly is scooped. Think about the ice cream scoop right underneath the belly button. And we're going to exhale to twist to the right. Again, rotation at the waist. And inhale, come back to center, scooping and hollowing deeper, always. Exhale, twist to the left, you're resisting. And inhale, come back to center. One more time each side. Exhale, resist into the right. And inhale, center. Last one. Resist into the left. And inhale, center. Stay in center and really stretch your legs, reach through the heels. Stretch your arms in front of you. Collarbone is wide. Remember to feel these shoulder blades against the ribcage without arching, so keep the front of the ribcage tight. Now concave the lower belly even more and float your arms up by your ears. Nothing else should have moved. And you're going to hold that, scooping deeper into the lower belly on each exhale, so you make yourself shake. And you have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your arms in front of you. Turn your palms facing each other. Now pull your belly button back and bring your head and your fingertips forward. Imagine somebody is pulling your fingertips forward and your belly button back. Now stay here as you inhale into the back of your ribcage. And as you exhale, you're going to roll down all the way. From your scoop, roll down to the mat. Feel your sacrum down first. Then you feel your lower back. Then you feel your ribcage, your shoulders, and your head. Use your exhale to squeeze the ribs and press your arms overhead. Palms face the ceiling. Inhale, lift the arms up, palms face each other. And as you exhale, slowly and smoothly roll up. And as you roll up, you want to make sure that you're concaving the lower belly. Do not squeeze the ribcage down and send everything into the pelvis. I mean, we're squeezing the ribcage down, but the lower belly is pulling in and up in a position. So we're not pushing everything down to the hips. Inhale here. As you exhale, pull the lower belly into the spine to roll down. So the ribcage is tight, but the lower belly is hollowed. Once your head is down, use your exhale to press your arms overhead, squeeze the ribcage. Inhale, lift your arms up, palms face each other. Now right away, find your scoop, soften your chin to the chest, and squeeze the ribcage down to the pelvis as you concave the lower belly against the spine. No pushing, no squeezing, hollowing and concaving. Inhale here, and as you exhale, you're going to roll down and stay down. Really make sure that it's the lower abdominals initiating that roll down and not your ribcage pulling you back. Now once you're down, use your exhale to press your arms overhead. And inhale, just lift your arms up and over and down on either side of the pelvis. Now you want to bend your knees and step your feet on the floor. Once you have that, make sure that your feet are just about sitting bone distance apart, so there's a little bit of space, just about 1 fist distance apart. Palms are down, and if you have anything underneath your head, slide it out of the way. All right, we're going to concave the lower belly and tuck the pelvis under, imprint the lower back on the floor. Now once you have that, feel your hamstrings. Use it, pressing your feet on the floor and lifting your pelvis up. All right, so once you're there, there's a few things that happen. First, we all want to arch and open up the heart. Let's not let that happen. Squeeze the front of the ribcage, widen the lower back, wrap that corset around your waist and knit it into the front. So your belly button is pressed into the spine, tailbone slightly towards the ceiling without collapsing the bottom back ribs down. So you want to feel that energy into your back space as well without crunching the lower back. Now your inner thighs are drawn towards the floor to keep your legs parallel. The knees always want to wander off. All right, and we have weight on the heels, the big toes, and the pinkies. And we're going to hold that, thinking about pulling the heels towards your shoulder blades without moving your feet on the ground. But if you feel that traction you'll feel your hamstrings working extra hard. And you have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you exhale, you want to deflate the sternum and roll down one vertebra at a time. And as you're rolling down, make sure your collarbone stays wide, and the back of the neck stays long. Now really scoop into the lower belly and lengthen your tailbone back to neutral. And we'll repeat that one more time. Exhale, scoop into the lower belly, tuck your pelvis under, and push on your feet to bridge up, using your hamstrings and glutes at the top. Good, now make sure your lower back is wide. You feel that corset wrapping around your lower spine, knitting and carving into the front. Your upper hamstrings are active. You're pulling the heels towards the glutes. Now watch those knees. They want to wander off. Draw your inner thighs down towards the floor, towards each other. So that will keep your legs parallel. And you have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you exhale, you're rolling your spine down one vertebra at a time, then release your tailbone down at the bottom. Once your pelvis is down, bring your legs all the way together, inner ankles together and inner knees together. All right, if that's uncomfortable for your knees, just have a tiny bit of space, but just a little bit, and make sure your knees are still bent and your feet are still on the floor. And as you exhale, scoop into the lower belly again. You start the same way, tuck your pelvis under and push on your feet to bridge up. Good. Now keep reaching your tailbone to the ceiling and your belly button against the spine while you glide the rib cage down to the pelvis. Collarbone is wide, outer shoulder blades on the floor. You're welcome to remain in this position. Otherwise, push your left foot on the ground and bring your right leg straight up to the ceiling. And hold that position. Do make sure that your left knee did not wander off to the left. So you want to keep drawing that inner thigh towards the floor. If you're holding on both feet, just stay there. If you have your right leg up, you can stay here or you can take the leg kicks. We flex the right foot and press the right heel towards the floor without moving anything else. Inhale to point and lift up. And again, exhale to flex and lower. Inhale to point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower, resist. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, squeeze the ribs, wrap the corset. Inhale, point and lift. And exhale, 5. Inhale, up. Exhale, 4. Inhale, up. Exhale, 3. Inhale, up. And exhale, 2. And inhale, up. And exhale, last one. Inhale, up. Hold it up there. Now give me a little bit more lift from that space right underneath your left glutes into your upper hamstrings. Bend the right knee, step the right foot down without stomping. And then roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Make sure you stick with the same variation. All right, as you exhale, concave the lower belly, tuck your pelvis under, and press your feet on the ground to bridge up. Make sure you initiate from the lower belly. Once you have that, push your right foot on the ground if you took that variation and stretch your left leg up. Now, if you took the leg kicks, take them here as well. Flex your left foot and press your left heel down. And inhale to point and lift. And exhale to flex and lower. Inhale to point and lift. Don't drop the pelvis. Exhale, flex and lower, resist. Inhale, point and lift. Good. Now you want to reach long. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Wrap that corset. Inhale, point and lift. And exhale, 5. Inhale, point up. Exhale, flex 4. Inhale, point up. Exhale, flex 3. Inhale, point up. You want to keep that left leg straight. And 2. And press up. That leg does not bend. Keep it straight. And last one. Press down. And then up. Hold it up there. There we go. Keep holding it. Now feel the lift underneath the right glutes. Bend your left knee. Step the left foot down. And then roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Once your pelvis is down, keep it down. Fold your knees into your chest. Once your knees are into your chest, place your left hand on top of the right knee. Right hand on the outer right lower leg. All right. Elbows out to the sides. Now if you need support for your head, place your block or your pillow. Now make sure before we move that the lower belly is pulled away from that right side, and stretch the left leg forward and curl your head and shoulders up. Pelvis is neutral, ribcage is gliding down. And we switch the legs, single leg stretch. Inhale, switch, and switch, and exhale, switch, and switch. Inhale, switch, and switch, and exhale, switch, and switch. Keep it going, really resisting within your own body, all right? So don't toss the foot forward, elongate and reach. Keep concaving the lower abdominals. Don't use your arms to curl up. upper abdominals. It's that down rotation of the rib cage that's lifting your shoulder blades up. Keep that going for another 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Pull your knees into your chest and rest your shoulders and head down, either on the floor or the support you're working with. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, anchor your sacrum, concave the lower belly, and soften your chin to the chest to curl up, tightening the rib cage down. And we do double leg stretch. Inhale, you're reaching out, concave the lower belly. Make sure you're not arching. You get to scoop. And circle the arms to the sides, hug your knees in. And again, inhale, feel and see your lower belly pressing against the spine as you reach out. And exhale, you're folding in. And again, inhale, reach out. Exhale, scoop deeper as you're folding. So folding in is more work, it's not relaxing. Inhale, reach out, last one. And exhale, fold in, rest your shoulders and head down. Take a deep inhale and stretch your legs up to the ceiling. Once your legs are up, soften your chin to the chest, curl the head and shoulders up. Grab the right ankle with both hands, lower your left leg towards the floor. Now it's not your leg coming to your nose. It's your nose coming to your leg from your abs, not from your arms. All right, so give yourself a little test. Just let go of that leg and you should not be dropping your shoulders. All right, now grab it again, very gently, and we double pass the legs away from each other. Exhale, pulse. Pulse, inhale, switch, and exhale, pulse. Pulse, switch and pulse. Pulse, switch and pulse. Pulse, and keep that going. Make sure that every time you're switching leg, you're concaving the lower belly even more, trying to relax the front of your thighs as much as possible. They will work a bit, but try to really feel most of the work into the lower abs and into the upper abdominals to keep that curl. Keep going, we're almost there. This is 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now bring both legs up to the ceiling. Anchor your pelvis down. I don't want to see the butt coming up, okay? It's pressed on the floor. See your belly concaving and place your hands behind your head. Now inhale, bring your legs a little bit away from your chest. They don't have to go far down. You want to maintain that long lower back. Exhale, scoop into the belly as you bring your legs back up. And again, inhale, legs down, concave the belly. Exhale, concave it even more and anchor your pelvis down to bring your legs up. And again, inhale down. And exhale up, your last one. Inhale down and exhale up. Bend your knees into the chest as you curl higher, to concave the lower belly further away from your thighs. Now stay there and use your exhale to twist to the right and stretch your left leg forward. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, go to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, go right. Center, exhale, go left. Keep that going. Switch and right and switch and left and right and left. Keep it going. Keep scooping. Now make sure your pelvis is not rocking and make sure that you're really twisting at the rib cage. It's not just your head turning side to side. That does not work the abdominals. That does not work the obliques. So really find that rotation. Use your exhale. When you come through center, to curl up higher. Don't drop back. Good. Keep it going. You're almost there. Good. And this is 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hug your knees in and rest your shoulders and head down. Good. Once you're down, bring the right knee closer to your chest using your hands and stretch your left leg down. We'll take a little reset. So twist over to the left, opening the right arm out to the right. Feel a stretch into your hip, back, and chest. Good. So your right knee is reaching towards the floor. If you need the support, you can grab a block or a pillow to place underneath that and stretch your right arm out to the right. Breathe deeply where you feel the stretch. And I feel your lower belly pressing against the spine so much that you bring your pelvis back to center. And we switch side. Hug your left knee into your chest and stretch the right leg down. Try to relax that left hip as you hug the knee in. And take a twist over to the right, opening your left arm out to the left. And here again, it is totally fair to use support underneath your left inner knee. And breathe. Don't push, don't pull, but just melt. And breathe. Now take your time to slowly come back to center. Good. All right, once you're back to center, you're going to grab your strap or your circle, depending on what you're working with. If you're working with one of those stretchy bands, just be advised that they can slide off very easily. So just make sure that if you're working with those, you place it into the arch of the foot and not the ball of the foot. Otherwise, place your circle or your strap on the ball of the right foot and stretch your left leg down. All right, now let's just take a moment to check our hips. We want to drop the right hip down away from the right shoulder, so your hips are square as possible and the right side of your lower back stays lengthened. Otherwise, if you let that hip come up, there is a bit of a crunch into that lower back, so try not to let that happen. Melt the back of your left thigh towards the floor, so you're elongating the front of your left thigh. And now make sure that your neck is long and that your outer shoulder blades are connected to the floor. And you want to think about expanding and radiating out of your back space. And we're going to simply breathe here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the leg up there. Open the right arm out to the right. Now really anchor that right hip down and cross the right leg over towards the left a little bit. Now make sure that your lower belly is pulling against the spine and that there's no rotation into the spine. It's really just a cross of the leg. And you should feel your outer hamstring and outer thigh working, stretching for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring your leg back to center. Once your leg is back to center, grab the ring with the right hand. Bend your left knee and step your left foot down. Make sure that your left foot is lined up with your tailbone on the floor, and you're going to open your legs out to the sides. So your right leg is straight, your left knee is bent, and you can place your left hand on your left hip bone to make sure that it's staying stable and not rolling over to the right. And press through that right heel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring your legs back to center. Once your legs are back to center, you'll switch sides. So you'll switch legs. Step the right foot down. Place the ball of the left foot or the arch if you're working with a stretchy band into your prop. And then stretch the right leg down. Square off your pelvis. You want to make sure that your left hip is melting down away from your left shoulder to keep that long left side of the lower back and waist. And try to relax the front of that left hip as much as possible. Expand and radiate out of your back space, and don't be static here. Really reach through. Energize without tensing. And we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now grab the ring with the right hand, open your left arm out to the left, anchor your left hip down and cross your left leg over towards the right a little bit, making sure that you're maintaining your lower belly scoop. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your leg back to center. Switch hands. Bend the right knee, step the right foot down. You want to line it up with your tailbone on the floor, and then open your legs out to the sides. And here again, your right hand can be on your right hip bone. You're pressing and reaching through that left heel. And you're breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your legs back to center. Place both feet into your prop. Once you have that, anchor your shoulder blades down, and we'll bend the elbows, press the feet towards the head, and allow your pelvis to tuck under. So you allow the pelvis to lift above the floor a bit, and then return your pelvis back down. And we'll take that just one more time. Bend your elbows and press your feet towards your head just a little bit, and then return your pelvis back down. Now, if you want to keep stretching like so, feel free to do that. Otherwise, we'll take rollover. All right, so for rollover, release your props out to the side and point your feet. Your legs are up to the ceiling. Palms are down on either side of the pelvis on the floor. All right, so once you have that, you make sure your lower back stays long. You're going to use your exhale to bring your legs to 45 and really scoop and concave. Inhale, bring your legs up to 90. And as you exhale, you're lifting the toes up and then overhead. All right, now flex your feet, reach through the heels, squeeze the legs together for today, and as you exhale, you're going to roll down one vertebra at a time. As you roll down, lengthen your neck, widen your collarbone, and slightly push the heels forward. Point your feet at the bottom, and you repeat. Exhale, legs to 45. Inhale, long legs up to 90. And as you exhale, you're scooping up and overhead. Make sure it's not momentum. Flex your feet and try to stretch your legs as much as you can. The weight is on your shoulder blades, not your neck. And then slowly and smoothly roll down one vertebra at a time, pushing your heels forward so you're not allowing the thighs to collapse towards you. And two more. Point your feet, exhale, legs down to 45. Inhale, long legs up to 90. And exhale, you want to lift up and then overhead from your scoop. Suspend the pelvis, flex the feet, squeeze your legs together. And then as you exhale, you're rolling down, pushing the heels forward, lengthen your neck, widen your collarbone. Point your feet, it's your last one. And exhale, legs down to 45. Inhale, long legs up to 90. Exhale, scoop up and overhead, flex the feet. Good, and slowly and smoothly roll down, one vertebra at a time. Once your pelvis is down, point your feet and soften your knees into your chest. All right, once your knees are into the chest, you can release the prop out if you were working with the circle. All right, and we're going to rock up into a seated position. All right, so once you're up, we're going to hold on to the back of the knees, lift our spine nice and tall. And from the space above the pubic bone, we're going to tuck the pelvis under. And make sure I don't see you slouching. It's not the ribcage pulling back. It's really coming from your lower belly. So tuck your pelvis under and find the weight behind your tailbone. Now, once you have that, your arms may or may not be straight, depending on how far you're going. But you want to gaze towards your lower belly and make sure it's hollowing as deeply as you can. We're going to push the lower belly back as you bring your head towards your knees. Try to keep the weight behind your tailbone for as long as you can. And once the weight is returned on your sits bones, you're going to feel the lower belly pulling into the spine to stack up. All right, make sure it's not just arching and rotating the pelvis. Exhale, scoop into the lower belly. So from your scoop, you have to hollow. Imagine you have a needle that's about to poke you right underneath the belly button. And you're like, don't poke me. All right, now that needle is still there. You don't want it to poke you. You pull the belly button back. You scoop the space above the pubic bone against the spine as you bring your head forward, and you still have that needle. You don't want to get poked. All right, now once the weight is on top of your sits bones, you keep the scoop and you roll up. All right, and again, if you want more challenge, you just extend your arms in front of you. Scoop into the lower belly, really hollow. Inhale here. As you exhale, you scoop deeper, squeeze the ribcage. Press the head and the fingertips forward. You have to keep your scoop. So lots of work right on the inside of your hip bones and just above the pubic bone. And inhale, lift up tall. One more time. Exhale from your scoop. You can think about the ice cream scoop just on the inside of your hip bones. Inhale at the bottom, wherever you are. Exhale, squeeze the ribcage, pull the belly button back as you bring the fingertips and the head forward. And then inhale, you're lifting up tall. Now we're going to stretch the legs in front of us, point the feet, turn your palms facing the floor, fingertips on the ground, just on either side of your thighs. All right, and it's the same idea. We're going to scoop into the lower belly, tuck your pelvis under, and round halfway down, just behind your tailbone. And you really have to scoop. It's not a lean back. Squeeze the ribcage. Either stay here, or on your next exhale, from your scoop again, bring the right leg up. And inhale, bring it down. And exhale left, and inhale down, and exhale right, and inhale down, and exhale left, and inhale down. Keep your legs down, and on your next exhale, make sure it's not the ribcage slouching again, it's the lower belly pulling you down one vertebra at a time. Scoop, 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 scoop. Make yourself work harder every time. Now keep your scoop. Inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, press the arms forward, soften your chin to the chest. Now scoop into the lower belly right away. Tuck the pelvis under to bring the right leg up all the way into your single-legged teaser. Inhale at the top. And as you exhale again, it's the lower belly scooping you down one vertebra at a time. Heel and head return down at the same time. Other side. Exhale, press the arms forward, soften your chin to the chest, squeeze the ribcage, scoop into the lower belly to bring that left leg up. Inhaling at the top, energize your upper back. Exhale, you're rolling down, scoop into the belly. One more time each side. Inhale to prepare. And exhale, pressing up with the right leg. Good, you're inhaling at the top. Exhale, you're rolling down from your scoop. Good, last one to the left. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pressing up with the left leg. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, roll down as smoothly as you can. Good, now we're gonna do both legs at the same time if you want to. You can keep alternating. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pressing up. Now right away, concave the lower belly, tuck your pelvis under, bring both legs up or just the right. Inhaling at the top. And as you exhale, you're rolling down from your scoop. Don't let the ribcage pull you back. Inhale to prepare, good job. Last one. Exhale, press the arms forward, soften your chin to the chest, squeeze the ribcage, concave the lower belly nice and smoothly. Inhale at the top, and as you exhale, you're rolling down. Keep your scoop, keep tucking the pelvis under until you can really stay neutral at the very, very bottom. Good, now you're going to stay down on the ground. Bring your arms down to your sides. Now you're going to grab your block if you have a block. If you don't have a block, you can stack books or you can stack pillows. You're going to bend your knees and step your feet on the floor. Lift your hips up and slide the support that you have underneath your sacrum. So pretty much underneath your butt. All right, and once you have that, you can also just use a towel or a blanket that's folded or even a roller if you have a roller. Bring the right knee into your chest and stretch your left leg down. If you have a small ball, you can use a small ball as well. It just gets a little bit wobbly. Good. So once you have the right knee into the chest, flex your left foot, press your left heel down and reach through that heel without bringing the leg up. So you're going to try and drop that left heel down. And if you don't have any support, anything underneath your pelvis, just keep reaching through that left heel and think about melting the front of your left thigh forward towards your toes. And you'll get a little bit of a stretch. Good. Good. And now switch side without tensing your left hip. Hug your left knee into your chest and stretch the right leg down. Flex the right foot. Melt the back of the right side towards the floor and feel that deep hip flexor stretch. You want to make sure that your lower belly is still scooped and the front of the ribcage is absorbed with a wide collarbone. So connect your outer shoulder blades gently to the ground and really lengthen your neck and breathe and elongate and stretch. Good, now you can take your time to step your feet on the floor, lift your hips up, and slide your support out of the way. Good, once you have that out of the way, we'll roll onto your right side, and we'll have the legs straight down underneath the upper body. You want to have your right arm underneath your head and your left arm down. All right, now legs are straight down as if you were standing up. You can point or flex your feet to whatever works for you, but try to carve the bottom waist up a little bit away from the floor. All right, and now bring both legs up by pressing your bottom inner thigh into your top inner thigh, but also by wrapping your transverse abdominals around your spine. Make sure that your tailbone did not tilt back and that your heels did not tilt back either. Otherwise, you're tensing the lower back. So really draw that tailbone to the heels and make sure your heels are underneath your tailbone. Good. And then slowly and smoothly lower down without releasing your corset. All right, so bring both legs up from that corset of the transverse abdominals. Good, and then slowly lower down. And really find length every time. You want to elongate and reach up, and elongate and reach down. And again, elongate up, elongate down, and elongate up, elongate down. And this is 5. If your hip is sensitive, you can roll a towel underneath your hip and down. And this is 4. And down. And this is 3. And down. And this is 2. And down. Now it's your last one to hold it there. And simply hold that position, scooping into the lower belly, reaching the crown of the head and the heels away from each other. Now, if you want a little bit more challenge, you'll just scissor the legs. So just take a little walk. Just do that motion with your legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze the legs together. Point your feet and reach through your toes. And then lower both legs down. And we'll simply roll on the other side today. All right, so take your time to pivot. You want to take the same bottom arm variation that you took on the first side. Your bottom waist is lifted off the floor. So you're using your transverse your legs are connected. Try to really connect your upper inner thighs together as much as possible. And make sure that your lower back is really wide here. So draw your tailbone into the heels, making sure that the heels are underneath the pelvis, and pull the lower belly into your spine and absorb the front of the rib cage. And we bring both legs away from the head and up, and then away from the head and down. And again, away from the head and up, and away from the head and down. Try to have that top hand off the floor if you can. And up, and down. There we go. And up, good, and then down. And really feel the lift from your transverse abdominals. And up, find that core set. And down. And this is 5. Looks great. And down. And this is 4. Good, and down. And this is 3. And down. Don't wiggle the hips. This is 2. Good, and down. And this is your last one to stay there. Really find that length, really reach through, find that stability from your core. And now if you want to, you can scissor the legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze your legs together, point your feet, reach through your toes. Now really connect the upper inner thighs as much as you can. And then lower your legs all the way down with control. Good, and we'll pivot onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, you'll place one palm on top of the other underneath your forehead. Doesn't matter which one is on top. Once you have that, you want to bring the heels together and the toes out to the sides with the feet pointed if you can. Now your upper inner thighs will be connected, your legs are straight down underneath you. And it is crucial that you keep scooping the lower belly against the spine and keep that lower back nice and long. So you want to firmly push the tailbone and pubic bone down towards the ground, but not just by clenching the glutes together, but really by hollowing the space above the pubic bone. And once you have that, make sure you're relaxing your shoulders and bring the right leg away from your head and up. So it's going to hover a little bit above the floor. I don't want you to think about shooting the leg up to the ceiling. Reach it away from your head and then bring that leg down. Good. Make sure it does not wander off to the right, so there's a sense of connection between your inner thighs even though they're not together. And bring your left leg up as you exhale and bring it down as you inhale. And bring the right leg up and then down. You really find that length. And left leg up and then down. Good. Right leg up and then down. And left leg up and then down. One more round. Right leg up and then down. And left leg up and then down. Now keep your legs down on the floor and really heavy. Keep your hands connected to your forehead. And as you inhale, you're going to slide the bottom tip of your shoulder blades towards your pelvis to reach the sternum and the head forward and up. And your chest will lift above the floor a little bit. Think about absorbing your upper spine and your upper back. And then as you exhale, you lower all the way down. And again, inhale, pull your shoulder blades down to the pelvis to hover the chest up, bringing your arms with you if you can. And exhale to lower down. And again, inhale to lift up. And exhale to lower down. And again, inhale, really shoulder blades pulling you back. And then lower down. Let's take 4 more. And inhale, 4. Exhale down. Keep those legs heavy on the floor. And inhale, 3. And exhale down. Inhale, 2. And exhale down. Make sure it's not just the head lifting. And inhale, 1. Pull your shoulder blades back. And then lower down. Now switch the forearm that's on top and keep your chest down. Squeeze the legs together, keeping that turnout. And if you want to, you can alternate right and left. Otherwise, we'll do both legs. All right, so you're going to do both legs away from the head and up, hovering above the floor. Really firmly push your tailbone down towards the floor. And then lower down, finding more length. And try not to relax at the bottom. Really keep squeezing the legs together. And elongate the legs up. Squeeze them together. And squeeze them together even more as you bring your legs down. And again, find length as you reach your legs up and even more length as you reach your legs down. Now relax your shoulders out of your ears and keep scooping into the belly as you bring your legs up and then bring your legs down. And this is 4 and down. Good. And this is 3 and down. Don't just toss them up. And this is 2. Elongate and down. And it's your last one. and then lower down. Now keep your legs down, keep your hands connected to your forehead, and just as we did earlier, slide your shoulder blades down to the pelvis and reach the sternum and the head forward and up. Absorb the upper spine in your upper back, and then slowly and smoothly lower down. So spinal extension. And again, inhale, pull your shoulder blades back and reach. Keep concaving the lower belly into the spine, and then lower down. Make sure your belly is not pushing on the ground. That's cheating. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades down as you reach up, shoulders out of your ears, and then lower down. And again, inhale, pull the bottom tip of the shoulder blades towards your pelvis to lift, and lower down. There we go, that looks great. And inhale, 4, and exhale down, and inhale, 3, and exhale down, inhale, 2, and exhale down, and inhale, it's your last one. And exhale down, and just stay down. Place your hands by your armpits and reach to your child's pose. Good. All right, so once you're in your child's pose, just take a deep inhale into the lower belly and feel it pushing against your thighs. You're welcome to have the knees together or apart in that position. And as you exhale, just let your chest fall down towards your legs or towards the floor. And we'll just take one more breath here. Really full breath into the lower belly. Feel the lower back widening. And exhale, let your chest sink down. Now we'll inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, shift the weight forward onto an all-fours position on your hands and knees. Now, if you have a wrist injury or your wrists are feeling tired today, transition on your forearms, okay, with your elbows underneath your shoulders and the fingers interlaced. Now, if you're on your forearms, you want to make sure that your nose is lined up with your thumbs, all right? Otherwise, if you're on your hands, they're straight underneath your shoulders, and you're gazing at the space between your fingertips. Now extend one leg, tuck your toes under, and find your scoop. So scoop into the lower belly, just slightly draw your tailbone towards your heels, and then stretch the other leg. And there's your plank. Make sure that you're pressing your shoulder blades away from each other without rounding the upper spine, okay? So that upper back is energized. But very often when I say press the shoulder blades apart, I see a little bit of this, and that's just too much, okay? It needs to be flat, absorb the rib cage, and pull into the belly, all right? Now you want to send the base of the skull forward and then slightly up towards the ceiling so your neck is long and we're not just looking at our toes, or we're not looking forward or up. All right, so really feel your entire body energized. Think about widening the lower back muscles away from your lower spine and wrapping those into the sides of your waist and carving and scooping into the front. You got this, you're almost there. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and you can reach to downward facing dog or child's pose, whatever feels good. In your downward dog, relax the front of your ankles to push your heels down and keep your scoop. Widen the space between your shoulder blades, and now make sure you find your lower belly pulling into the spine to wave you forward back into your plank from your downward dog. If you're onto your child's pose, take your time to transition back to your variation of the plank. If you're on your forearms, you just want to hold that position, all right? If you're on your hands, you have a few options. You can take push-ups with your legs straight, or you can bring your knees down on the floor, keeping the weight further towards the bottom part of your thighs than your patella. And we're going to very slowly bend the elbows and bring the sternum towards the floor without tilting the butt up, and then press up from your scoop. Make sure it's your belly button pushing you back up. And inhale to bend. Good, exhale to press in one piece. Don't let the shoulders go ahead. And inhale to bend your elbows. And exhale to press. It's okay to just hold the plank. And inhale to bend your elbows. And exhale to press and hold that plank. Absorb the front of the ribcage. Keep carving the lower belly against the spine. Do not let that tailbone tilt up to the ceiling. Otherwise, your hip flexors and lower back are going to kick in. So really draw the abs in. Widen that lower back. And you hold that. You got this. Push on the floor. Use the floor. Press on it. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach to downward facing dog. Sits bones up to the ceiling. And now you want to simply walk your hands towards your feet or your feet to your hands. Fold your chest over your thighs And stay right there. Just let your head drop down. Shake it yes. And shake it no. Good. Now just let your head drop and make sure that your feet are just about sitting bone distance apart, so one fist distance apart, and that they're parallel. The weight of your pelvis should be on top of your heels and not back. All right, now it's your tailbone pulling towards your heels, your belly button to your spine to roll you up one vertebra at a time. It's not your lower back pulling you up, it's the scoop. Push your feet on the ground and think about expanding and radiating out of your back space. Good. And once you're up, you're all done.